welcome back to Plus This. I'm Kathy Deach.
And I am Eva Tingley. Guys, thank you so much for your patience waiting for us.
Thank you for being on hold.
Yes, we had some serious technical difficulties.
We're just giving you too much life.
I know.
And the cameras couldn't focus
guys,
in on it.
I was like freeing the belly. Can you see it yet? Can you see
There you
it
go.
yet?
You can see it now. Yes.
And the camera was like, what?
And then just couldn't focus.
It was like, what? I can't focus on you. I can't focus.
Too much.
Sun. Replace the camera. I can't. And then it was like all the other issues, just all of them. But we're here with you now.
And we're excited. We have Trina Dong back.
Yes.
One of our funny friends.
Yes.
Who
back on the
is
show.
a content creator, and she's going to blow our minds.
Oh, she's going to tell us all of the things that she's going to be doing.
I'm so excited. Oh, I'm sorry. That was just me pushing my bang out of
your new blonde bang?
My new blonde bang.
You're more blonde on the other side.
Yeah, I mean, she did them everywhere, Linda Cammons.
I know, but on your other side, it's like real, like, boom.
Yeah. I just did a heavier part. Like if I do less of a part, it's boom on the other side too.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. I told her, I said, I want hair like I've been out in the sun, just enjoying the summer.
Not being in my house cooped up and just having the air conditioning on.
Exactly. I just want to pretend like I go outside in the sunshine.
Thank goodness for hair colors.
I know.
But did you? I didn't do anything for 4th of July. I did not bring my fat body to the beach.
No, not even.
I really wanted to, and then I was like, yeah, but traffic, and I like fully talked myself out of it.
Yeah.
And Peter too. I was like, maybe we could drive up to Santa Barbara. He was like, yeah, but we could just not. We could just stay inside.
I had to teach, so I was working.
Yeah.
The theater stops for no one. There are no holidays in theater.
No holidays.
So, and then I just went to my house and watched all of Glow, which is so amazing. Season
Friend
2.
of the show, Brittany Young.
She's so good.
Yeah.
There's so many amazing I'm laughing thinking of some of the things. I'm not going to give it away, guys. You have to watch it. Netflix. So I had a night in with me and just the loud ass fireworks.
I know. The fireworks were really, really dreadful this year. They were really loud.
Really
I
loud.
felt like our new neighbors just like blew up the entire block. That's what it sounded like.
I
anyway.
definitely had them in my driveway, as you know where that is,
good times.
and in the street right in front of my house. Like I thought the bushes were going to be on fire outside my house. I was like, this is going to end.
That's really fun.
Oh yeah,
like especially when you're trying to sleep.
Yeah, 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had to be downtown at 8:30 this morning, so I was really not happy about that.
We're just grumps, guys. Sorry.
I mean, we don't look grumps.
We look
fab, but we're grumps.
We're grumps. We had a grumpy 4th of July.
Yeah.
I feel like it's totally appropriate.
Yeah.
But we did write an article about taking your
fat body to the beach.
Yes.
We did for Books for Better Living. If you're not already familiar with that, go to booksforbetterliving.com and you can just Google Plus This, or go on their search and do a search for Plus This show, and you will find all of our articles.
Yes.
But our most recent one was about how do I take my fat body to the beach.
Yeah, and we came up with like 10 pretty good ideas.
Yeah.
To help you with that.
Like before, during, and after.
Yeah. Things that have helped us.
For sure. Yeah.
And if you can also go on our Instagram at Plus This Show. You know, they have those little circle stories. If you click read, it's on there too. It's the link there.
Look how fancy Kathy Deach is handling it.
In touch. And of course, the article has been on our Facebook page too. But
of course, it's on our Facebook page.
Another thing that we're going to talk about is another event.
We're having another event, guys, because we don't have enough to do for you guys already. We're having another event, another sale of our clothes.
Yes.
Online sale.
It's an online event.
And it's going to be on our page instead of the Plus Bus page.
Although we will be at the Plus Bus.
We'll be at the Plus Bus.
Yes.
And we'll be live at, what time is it? 5 p.m. our time.
Yes.
So 8 p.m. Eastern.
East Coasters, that's for you.
That's perfect
so
for
you.
you.
Don't have to, and even like Midwest people, not so late.
Yeah.
Because the 8:30 was late. That's a late start.
A late start, yeah.
Yeah, I know online shopping happens
8:30 was our time. We started
Yeah.
8:30.
Yeah.
So that's really late
so
for
we're
East
trying
Coasters.
to do that for y'all.
Yeah.
So put the kids to bed and get on Facebook
and buy away.
We have cute stuff still left.
We do,
but it's been really doing well.
It has been. So it might be slim pickings, but still really good slim pickings.
Yeah, I don't even I still think there's cherry velvet in there, and y'all gotta get on board. That's the best fabric to wear for this heat.
Yes,
and especially East Coast if you're melting. 100% cotton, guys, unbelievable. Anyway,
true.
So Wednesday, that is Wednesday, the 11th,
July 11th.
5/8 p.m.
5 p.m. Pacific,
right
8 p.m.
on our
Eastern.
Facebook page. Amazing.
Yeah, all you have to do is just be on our Facebook page, and it'll happen.
Yeah.
It'll happen at you, and you can participate. You can tell us to try on clothes. You can tell Kathy to try on clothes. Because last time I did
not, because I had a really unfortunate outfit on.
We should just both wear like tank tops and leggings.
I'm gonna totally wear like a slip.
A slip. And she's going to try all the clothes on.
Yeah. And
we're both going to try them on for you.
Yeah, I'm going to look like 90s like slip. Like
I'm going to wear leggings and a tank top that I can just like throw stuff over.
Yeah. We're going to do that this time. Last time it was too much. I had too much.
I'm really praying that it won't be so crazy hot, but it will be because it's really, really hot this week. We're having a heat wave, guys. It's like real hot. Like I got in my car and the temperature outside was 108 degrees.
Oh,
I was like, why you hate me? Why do you?
I definitely
thank goodness for air conditioning because it didn't feel like 108 in my house. No, I was like icebox, super freezing.
I will say that Pretty Little Thing has given us many cute things, which is so nice.
Yeah,
and I tried to wear about 3 different things. And I could not do it.
You were like, this is really for fall.
So I am not naked, guys. I'm actually wearing a very flesh-colored tank bodysuit.
It's not flesh. It's like a mauve.
It's a very pale mauve.
It's a pale mauve.
Yeah. But it's I don't care. It's too hot out.
I'm wearing, this is like pretty breezy. So I'm okay. And I'm freeing the belly.
Yes, freeing the belly.
Which is very new for me, guys.
I know. It's
It's baby steps.
It's fun.
It's baby steps.
I think that was a big step.
It is.
I think. One of the things that came up, I was watching Dietland, as you do, and
as we all
was
are
watching Unapologetic afterwards, and they brought this up, and I had heard about it early in the week from somewhere else, so this is obviously on people's radar, but that cellulite is not like a real thing in any sense of the word. Like, it is not a medical condition. No one ever described skin like that before. And it was something that in 1968, the editor of Cosmopolitan
Vogue?
Uh-huh. Oh, Vogue. I'm so sorry. Oh, I've been telling people Cosmopolitan when I talk to them.
Nope, Vogue.
Shade. I'm sorry, Cosmo. Don't just give you shade.
Reach out to everybody. Correct yourself.
I'm going to correct myself right now for the record. Vogue in 1968. It was the first time cellulite was printed. The word they made it up about the condition of cellulite.
Well, I mean, I feel like isn't every word made up? At some point it wasn't a word and then we made it up. We made it a word.
Yeah, but it's not like the medical community made up a word for it because someone discovered this condition.
Right.
It's like even like the word obese, the medical industry came and put that word on a certain...
So it's different because a magazine came up with it.
I think so. Don't you? I mean...
we're having a conversation.
No, I know. I'm shocked maybe that you don't think that. I mean,
it is, but I feel like writers a lot of times make up... They have like the artistic license to make up words.
Yeah, I don't even think that it's... that they made up a word. I think that they... called something and said this is a problem. I think it's more of that. It's more like
that it was a problem.
Yeah,
that having a certain way that your body looked was a problem.
Yeah, or that is certain like thing that skin does is a problem
when it loses its elasticity.
But I don't even. That's what I'm saying. Like according to this article, like that's not even why that happens. Like because it's something that you can. It comes and goes.
Yeah.
So that's not even like a medical thing. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like not a medical thing. It's just the way skin looks sometimes. So like it's made up. The whole thing's a lie. It's all lies. And just that I saw it after Dietland, I'm like, liars who lie. Everything's fake, guys. Nothing's real.
Nothing's real.
Feeling very nihilistic.
I love it. Feeling very nihilistic.
I'm feeling drama. Very dramatic.
Oh my
I don't
God.
know. And that just made me really mad. And I was glad that it was talked about in Refinery.
I know, but another thing about Unapologetic is why were there all 3 straight white women on there?
Straight sized.
Straight sized, yeah.
Yeah. I know.
Like, you can't have one fatty on there every week.
Really,
like, you really don't. Maybe there is really not a lot of fatties available that are like well known enough.
Were any of those women well known enough? I mean,
yeah, they all have
really?
like shows or something. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, I don't know. I feel
but that's what I'm saying. Like, there's not enough fat women who have like enough notoriety to go on there.
Here's the thing. If you're trying to do something different, why wouldn't you give someone who... There are plenty of experts who are experts without the notoriety.
Sure.
So why not give them the notoriety by being on the show?
Unapologetic. Kathy and I could come on.
We could totally
come on.
I mean, we'd be really fun, too.
We would.
Aisha wouldn't know.
I know.
She wouldn't know what was coming.
I know. She'd be like...
No. I mean, even, like, aside from us just, like, not having... another person of color or something.
Yeah.
Like, it just was like real white, real straight sized. And you know, you're bringing in different actresses from the show. Like, I think that is important. Like, I dig that. But also, like, you're not really getting into topics about being fat. And frankly, Dietland is going in that direction. Like, it's going deeper and deeper into it. And it just feels like missed opportunity.
I mean, I think that in their defense, they're probably looking at the whole feminism as a whole, right? So as women, we are marginalized, and as women in Hollywood, we're extra marginalized for our weight, for our how we appear, how young do we need to look, how perky do we need to be, how nipped and tucked are we? So I think that in their defense, I think that having women who are in Hollywood who have, who definitely suffer from that. Because Dietland is not only, yes, it is from a fat person's perspective, but it's also like about women in general.
Oh yeah, I definitely think it's probably trying a holistic approach. I just think that once again, fat women are excluded from the conversation when we are 2/3 of this country.
Oh, for sure.
It's still the same.
For sure.
I'm still having the same issues, and it's not like it's the first week it's happened.
No, of course not.
So
yeah,
it's So it
is disappointing. It is disappointing. Yeah, for sure.
And we know fabulous fat people who should be on that show. I mean,
there's so many.
There's
so many
that are even well known enough in the body positive community.
Right.
You know what I mean? And yeah.
Like, just do better.
Just do better. Maybe Roxanne Gay's on next week, so.
I know. I'm really excited about that.
All right, we gotta go. We gotta get Trina
take a break.
on.
We're gonna bring Trina on. We're gonna love on her and
ask her all about her project.
I know. She's gonna take over the world too, guys.
It's true. We'll be back with Plus This.
You know that 67% of American women are size 14 and above.
You mean they look like this?
Yeah, girl.
So then where are we in television and film?
And where are we in fashion magazines and clothing stores?
Yeah.
So we want to help out entertainment and fashion and media. Catch the F up.
Topics get hot. We want to hear what y'all have to say.
And they will get hot.
Absolutely.
I have a question for you. It's kind of like a dirty little one. So if you had to do a love scene with somebody else famous, who would it be?
Oscar Isaac.
Oh, love how I asked you that and you had an answer right away.
We sang, we laughed, we cried. We
you gotta go back. No, we didn't cry.
We didn't cry.
Everybody should be able to be seen in. I mean, maybe not every single campaign, but let's try to include it in as many campaigns as we can.
Witchy poo, we told you.
Just putting it in the cauldron for you.
We're gonna get those candles. Yeah, people are having sex with us. We need to show that we're part of this society, and being sexual is part of that.
Absolutely.
So tough titty, you're fucking uncomfortable. Yeah,
watch a fat girl love herself.
Applause,
But just us.
applauding.
So good.
Plus this. Oh, we're back. Plus this.
We're back. Guys, comedian and actress Trina Dong.
Hello. I'm so happy to be with you guys.
Yay,
I
you're
wish I could just be with you all the time.
I have to say, what's funny is when we have people on the show and then we make such good efforts, especially after the first visit, to like really hang out the next month or two. Like we were like really down. Like we went and had little things, outings, a kiki, shopping as you were. Yeah. And then it gets hard. And we've been going back and forth embarrassingly.
Yeah, email chain is
my God. And all the different emails we have.
It's like our joint, our individual. Trina's covering all the bases. Yes, she's covering all the bases.
So it's so great to see you.
I know, in person.
In your cute little
and
orange frock off the shoulder. She can't help it,
no
guys.
Big deal. She's so
like,
cute.
She needs to show you her shoulder. What?
I mean, listen, I can't be showed up by,
this castanets and free the belly.
Castanets.
Oh, I love it. I love it too much. Well, I'm glad.
How are things?
Things are really good. Things are good. Things are busy. How we like them.
Yes.
Lots going on.
You guys, you just did an Indiegogo campaign for a short film that you're doing. Tell us.
Still
it's
going.
called Hungry for Love. It's still going. So tell us about that.
Yeah. So I brought an idea to a fellow wonderful, wonderful actress and comedian, Vicky Sayal. And I was like, hey, I'd really like to do this and focus on plus size women. And so I've had an idea brewing about a serial dating girl, a girl that spends all of her time on Tinder, but also she has a food addiction. She has like an emotional attachment to food. And then she ends up seeing this therapist who's kind of like her sass match. And the therapist is like, I'm seeing inside of you, kind of. And they just are working together to figure out her relationship with people and her relationship with food and her relationship with herself mostly. And then we learn that, the therapist might have a thing or two going on too. So,
I mean, don't they?
They must.
Yeah.
They
or even,
do.
I guess a better way to say it is the skinny little therapist has, a lot of stuff going on too. And body positivity is not, just for one type of body.
Of course not. Yeah.
And it's just something that we really want. And of course, being inclusive of plus size is something that's very important to me, but being inclusive of everyone is even more important to me. So we just wanted to make this thing. We got a really amazing producer, Sydney Miller, to come on and help us. So it appears on our Indiegogo that we hit our goal, but with fees and all of those things, we're not quite there yet, but we're so close.
Give her the bump.
Give her the bump, guys.
Yeah, guys.
Give her the plus this show bump, y'all.
Yeah.
You can go to my Instagram, the Trina Dong, and it's in my links in my bio if you want to help us out.
I mean, just skip out on your coffee. Give $5. If you're like, that's not enough. It is. It is. It actually really helps.
Really does make a difference.
It really does. I know you guys think that it doesn't, but it really does.
We've got some fun prizes. I'm making friendship bracelets for anybody that does $25. Guys, I don't know how to make friendship bracelets. And when I was a kid, I'm not good at anything. So you're going to get this thing that is really going to be very memorable because it's probably going to be very unique.
If you need tips, I was a friendship bracelet guru.
Me
you were a
too.
Guru.
High five. I did not know that about you.
Were you a scout? Were you a Girl Scout?
No.
Is that something? Was that a very weird question?
No, I was a Girl Scout.
No,
yeah, they did that. They did that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I wouldn't really know because I wasn't one. Was I a brownie of any kind? We just did not do that in my household. That wasn't. Being outdoorsy wasn't a thing. Okay. But I did go to a summer camp.
Girl Scouts is not always outdoorsy. It was really a lot about being indoorsy, actually. It was a lot of cooking and doing all kinds of
What's the difference between that and brownies?
No, brownies is a level in Girl Scouts.
You gotta level up. You gotta climb the ladder of Girl Scouts.
It's like you're wearing the brown uniform, then you're wearing the green uniform. You have levels.
Is that literally being from the wrong side of the tracks? I thought it was a rich person thing. I thought, rich people become Girl Scouts.
That's because you watch Troop Beverly Hills. That's why that happened.
Probably.
Only one of remaining one of the greatest movies of all time.
It is truly so good.
I was very classist about the whole thing. I'm really sorry about that.
I think we were really poor, and I was still a Girl Scout.
She was a Scout.
Look at that.
And now,
see, I had bad perception.
You did. You really did.
My mom probably was just like, I'm not doing those crafts. They're stupid.
Exactly. Or I don't want to go
probably. She's like, I'm not sewing on a badge for you.
Or my
badges.
Or my dad.
Stinking badges.
She'll be like, go ask your father how to do that. But I know I was obsessed at camp with making bracelets. I'm kind of a monster.
I know that some of my friends donated $25 solely to be like, oh, now you're gonna make me a bracelet.
I love
We're
it.
gonna see what happens.
You know what I loved to do when I was a kid? You remember those like things that you could put in your hair, and it was like one of those like cool things. I loved doing
like
that.
when they just wrapped it in the circle.
I used to love doing that for people.
Yes.
Oh, you did it yourself. I think I went and like got it done.
Yeah.
Oh, I like
the skill is not present.
Oh no, I really like did that for people.
Maybe for $50, Eva can teach you how to do that
for people.
She can teach me how to DIY a lot of things.
You can have curly hair.
She's
when we're
talking
done
about
with
curly
you.
hair.
I did, yeah.
We're
Well,
gonna
thanks
do
to
crimps.
Rosa Graziano.
We're gonna do crimps,
Yeah.
braids.
The whole thing.
I gotta tell you, I do love a DIY.
I know.
I do. I really do.
I'm not your girl for that.
No.
I'll watch you.
Yeah.
I love a watch. I'll be like, I'll watch you do
You like
put together IKEA furniture.
You'll like keep
don't
me
want
company.
help.
You keep me company. I love that.
Yeah, I'm one
See,
of
I'm not
those.
mad. I'm not mad at that.
I'll probably ask you to buy me wine too while I
Oh,
watch
okay,
it.
okay.
Like I'm pretty.
I'll get you
not
drunk.
very good at
You'll
setting
come hang
myself
out
up. Yeah.
while I'm DIYing.
Amazing. Trina, what is going back to your movie? What is the tone? Is it like obviously it's you, so there's going to be some kind of comedy there.
There's a good amount of comedy, but a good amount of like, not dramatic self-realization. We were actually just talking about this today. We were like, what genre is this?
Is it dramedy?
It's a drum. I think I call it a
Serial
drom-com. A com-drum,
Oh.
but I didn't mean it. I think
A
I meant dramedy.
drom-com.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's funny.
drom-com.
They're
I like drom-com.
A drom-com
I was just
is
like
kind
doing
of
whatever I
fun.
wanted to,
Yeah.
pushing out of
Not
the
a comedy.
box.
No, that's
It's a dramatic
it.
comedy romance.
Drom-com
Drom-com
works for me.
totally
Yeah,
works.
there we go. We do see the lead character, who's played by me, go on dates. So there's obviously all Tinder dates as well, and one blind
Amazing.
date. So there's definitely always comedy in that.
I love it. I love it.
Will they be based on actual dates of yours?
No, and to make it very clear, like this girl is, while some of it is very much, personal to me, there's some of it like I'm not serial dating. I have no energy. This character has all the energy in the world.
Oh.
So yeah, no real stories in there.
That's one thing that was hard. I'm sorry, I'm going to go back to Dietland.
Yeah.
That's one, they have like a whole sequence. I don't think I'm really giving much away because it was in the promos about her going
Well,
on
and it's also
dates.
in the book.
Yeah, it's in the book, but also there's some people who haven't read the book who maybe are watching the show, haven't caught up, but they have a whole thing about her going on dates. And it is like really hard to watch that. It really is. It's like some of it's like so close to home, and then there's some of it that's like, this is exactly why I would never do it, or it's sort of made me double down a lot. And then you want to know what? Instagram once again saves the day. I'm just saying, people, you got to start adding people who look like you on your Instagram because they change things. And someone put out a thing saying, hey, people who love plus size women, tell us your reasons why. And it was like women and men talking about why they love plus size women. It was so like, oh, right. Like it was so great. It was like, oh, the world isn't a dark and horrible place all the time.
I mean,
there are dark and horrible people, but it's not always.
1000%. But those people are of all shapes and sizes and like all millions of things. The part about the main character is the superficial one in our story. So she's the one that's like, if he's not 6 feet tall, has an 8-pack, I don't want it. We, of course, find out there are different reasons for why that's happening. It's not necessarily what she believes, but, it's a mechanism of sorts. And so there's just it's a little roller coaster of a story, and it's really good, and it's fun, and we love it so much, and we are so excited. We have a lot of fun people that we cast, and planning to do the festival run with it.
Yeah, I was just going to ask. How are you planning on like showing this to the world?
Yeah, well, it's going to be done before Sundance submission, so everybody, got to shoot
fingers and toes
crossed. Got to shoot as high as possible, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then we plan on doing all the other great ones as well. So we'll submit and see what happens, and we'll have a premiere. We'll set ourselves and do all of that too, which you guys will obviously be there for. If not,
OMG.
I don't know what I'll do.
You have to save it. Don't have it on a Thursday.
I definitely won't have it on a
We've
Thursday.
had other
We've had
people
many
do that.
people do things
Really?
on Thursday.
Even our own short
yeah.
was at a festival on a Thursday. And we're like, y'all, come on,
we
can't
now.
do it.
Yeah.
So
Won't be on a Thursday. It doesn't seem like a great day for a movie premiere to me.
I mean, if it is at like 10 o'clock, like 9 or 10 o'clock.
Yeah, of course. Whatever you guys want is when we'll
I mean,
do
like
it.
8:30. We could make it 8:30 if it was in Hollywood.
Yeah, For sure. It'll
can
be,
do it.
I'm sure it'll be at the ArcLight, guys. Like, I don't know. I'm sure we'll be premiering at the
Why
ArcLight.
not?
Yeah.
Why not? That's really fun. So, so you haven't been dating. You've been,
No.
what have you been doing?
That's a great question.
You've been traveling.
I tried to travel.
You tried to travel.
I went to New York to visit I lived there for a very long time, visit my friends, ended up in the hospital for a real weird fluke. So I didn't have a trip, but I got to, because of the fluke, I had to stay on the East Coast for a little bit.
Yeah.
And so I actually got to spend a week with one of my very best friends
Oh, that's nice.
in
That's like a blessing in
Baltimore.
disguise. Yeah.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have been able to do that. So I think that's why that happened. So
That's
shout out
great.
Rachel Mulheron.
Nice.
Shout out Rachel
Nice.
Mulheron.
And when you go to New York, because I'm about to go to New York too.
Yeah.
And when you go, do you feel like the buzz of the city and then go, nah, I want to go back to LA?
No, I feel like I wish I would have packed bigger bags to stay longer.
Really?
Yeah, it's one of those things. I actually didn't visit for like 2.5 years because I was so afraid at my impulses, just being like, you know what, I'm going to stay here. But everything, you go and your friends aren't doing what you think your friends are doing while you're here. Like, I have this vision of my friends just like, having so much fun without me. They don't have any worries.
Oh, you're having
they're
like serious FOMO?
Yeah, but then you get there and they're like, oh no, I'm working, I'm doing this, and I'm doing that, and I'm doing the other thing. I was like, oh yeah, you have real lives too, just like I have here.
Right.
So things are not what I think they are. So I love New York. I will be back, absolutely, but right now here is where it's at.
All right. All right. We want to do Hot Topics. Can you stay for them?
Duh.
All right. We're coming back with Trina Dong. Bless us.
How much time do we have left?
Plus this.
Promotional consideration brought to you by Melissa Massey. Custom clothing isn't exclusively for the rich and famous. Melissa Massey is custom-made clothing for everyday wear. A unique combination of custom tailoring and deluxe fabrics that is well made and fit for every size and frame. Made in LA, sold in LA, and online at melissamassey.com. It's not the natural beauty products in your life, but the life in your natural beauty products. Linda Kammen's Aromatherapy Salon, lindakamens.com, for happier, healthier living. Promotional consideration provided by Scrubs Body, a woman-owned business with scrubs so natural they're good for your public parts and your private parts. Scrubsbody.com.
Plus this. Hi guys, we're back. I'm sorry, I was just reading some of your comments, and I have to tell you, my mom, in her defense, says Girl Scouts were demanding and the parents were annoying. No judgment here.
And your mom had 5 children. It's not like...
Did you guys all go through scouting?
No, we didn't.
Scouting scouts?
Because
No, they
of that.
didn't.
I
Yeah.
was at Catholic school. We had Catholic things we did. There was like way too much
Can you
Catholic
tell me
stuff.
5 Catholic things that you did?
Absolutely. CYO, CSC.
She's just saying things.
I didn't know that I wouldn't understand.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
What's you got to say what that means?
What's the acronym?
Catholic Youth Organization. That was like basketball, or you could do bowling. We bowled.
Okay.
CSC is Community Service Corps. I sang on the altar at church.
Okay.
And also we were all nerdy mathletes. So
That's 4 things.
Is that a
That's
Catholic
5.
thing?
No.
A nerdy math? I don't think that's
That's not a
specifically
Catholic. Yeah.
it was because I went to Catholic school.
Neither
We
is
did
bowling.
Catholic mathletes.
Catholic
but
math.
but CYO.
Only found in the Bible.
But CYO was the Catholic Youth Organization. So everything you
Oh.
did was Catholic. Everything I did was Catholic.
You mean it was like associated with
Is
the
it
church?
Like they were basketball tournaments at the parish. Yes, in the parish thing. Yeah. That's all. Those
Oh,
were
so
all
they were
church
Catholic
things.
because they were being blessed because they were in the parish.
Because you didn't associate with the publics. You stayed
I
with the
get it.
Catholics.
Okay. I'm
Just
sorry.
an elitist.
I didn't mean to ask.
It was not elite.
That was my
Listen,
fault.
I didn't realize how bad it was that we used to call people who didn't go to Catholic school publics. It was like
that
a
was real?
Really
I thought you were just joking.
No, that was a really slanderous thing.
Oh,
we would say. No,
you
it
were
was
like
really
really
bad.
like
Like
because they
mega
went to public
Catholic.
schools.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
public.
No, that's what it was. The Publix. No, I'm not kidding. And I didn't realize until college that was like a terrible thing to say.
I didn't.
Yeah, and you were like judging all the people who didn't go to
Apparently
go.
I was.
Mama teaching your children to judge the public school.
It was
kids.
always a big deal because they had this Mayfair, right? And it was at Leadham grade school's like big, huge, like crazy yard. Not a yard. It was like a huge field they had, and they would put up the Ferris wheel and all the things, and we would always want to go because it was during Holy Week, and my mom would be like, that fair, they have it during Holy Week. This Publix. The Publix had it during Holy Week.
I've never in my life. We had a Catholic school where I grew up, and I've never heard Publix.
It was a very
Or did
because
you
you
say
were
it behind my
because
back?
you were not you were a Publix,
You were a
so
Publix.
they
I
didn't
was
talk
from
to
the
you
north
about
side
that.
of town too.
They were
I
like,
did not mean to
no.
get into this. My whole family's horrified right now. I'm so sorry.
I'm
so
looking
sorry
straight in
to
the
get
camera at your
She
whole
just
family.
outed. She just
judging.
outed you.
We've
all
changed our
beach.
ways. We've changed our ways. I'm going to put it in a play set. I'm going to put it in a play set in the 80s.
We're not offended. There's
All
Publix
of you
in the
guys
room.
just in a small little house.
Totally sleeping on a sofa bed.
Are
Yeah.
you a
love
Publix
it.
as well?
Oh, totally.
Oh,
yeah.
2 Publix to 1.
I know.
Scary.
You're defeated.
Guys, totally. That's what I figured out really quickly in college. So, there's like
I
this.
can just picture, sorry, Kathy in college being like, "Oh, are you're a Publix?" And they're like, "What?"
The best is a Publix.
Yes.
Well, it was.
You would never talk about one. You would always talk
the
about
Publix.
the Publix.
The
Yeah,
Publix.
the Publix. I mean, guys,
Oh,
awful.
boy.
It really started. I have to tell you, the Great Divide started because CCD, which is another
yes.
that
I
you
know what
do.
that one is. That's when
Okay.
you go to after school class.
Yeah, and you
Catechism.
like
Get confirmed.
you yes, you get
Catechism,
confirmed.
yes.
Yeah.
But CCD kids would come in on Sundays after Mass and come into our Catholic school classrooms, and they would sit in our desks and they would mess with our stuff. So every time it was like, oh, the Public's taking CCD, stole my pencil or whatever. So
like the sharks in the dress. You went
like the
very,
sharks
like-
in the dress. It's very
You
Philly.
went West Side Story with your
Guys,
voice, too.
no one understands this world, and I
know.
am
My mom's
just,
gonna be so stoked we're talking about church right now.
I'm just blushing over my bigotry. Sorry, public school
Too
kids.
good. Sorry.
Talking about other bigotry.
Yeah.
We accept your apology.
Moving on. Trina does not accept it.
Forgiveness is key.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
That was
That's
on a
what she
banner.
like-
I'm sure there was a banner. I was gonna say,
Yeah.
did you just have a flashback
In
and
the
just read it to me in your
70s.
head?
Yes.
Yeah, forgiveness
Yes.
is key.
100%.
Welcome to Atonement.
Okay,
Oh my
here we
gosh,
go,
thank you.
guys. Self Magazine.
Yes. So here we talked a little bit about self, like very briefly last week about Tess Holliday specifically, or cover story.
Right.
But the whole issue had amazing things in it, and one being this article, skinny shaming is not the same as fat phobia. And I really loved it. It was written by, I thought I wrote it down on here and I guess I didn't. It was written by someone who is a person who deals with eating disorders.
Yeah.
And she's like an expert at like what works and what doesn't for people.
Sure.
And she kind of broke it down. You know, this article, when we posted on our Facebook post, got a lot of, we do have non-plus followers, obviously.
Yeah.
And we have a few that are very vocal about how they relate, even though they're very, very thin. There's a lot of stuff we talk about that they completely relate to.
Yeah.
But also, I thought this article was interesting because it makes sure you don't equate it
Yeah.
in the same kind of way. And the framing being that although thin shaming is terrible, the truth is that thin still has a privilege. And the way fat people are treated in public is very different from the way thin people are treated in public. And I just thought it would be great to have a conversation about that. This is one of the quotes I loved. Fat shaming, unlike skinny shaming, says you deserve to be treated with respect as and as unworthy to have simple comforts from fitting into airplane seats to receiving appropriate medical care made inaccessible to you because you did this to yourself. Society has created lies about fat people that we constantly fall for in our day-to-day interactions. Fat people possess no self-control. They are slothful and gluttonous. They are at fault for their unruly bodies and therefore deserving of the ridicule they receive. These stereotypes are grounded in a myth that assumes the unlimited controllability of our shapes and sizes. And I think that that's the thing that's really scaring me. And I was talking about it with someone today about how it's our obsession with staying thin and being a thin person and that being healthy has turned, it's like gone to religious fervor. I mean, I think that people do treat it like it's a moral code, and they've put such a high like moral value on somebody being thin that when we post about stuff saying don't do this, people literally fight for their right because it's what they believe. It's and especially since it's not based on facts, it's based on a belief system. And the more that gets dismantled,
but they believe that it is fact, because for so long the medical community has said obesity is linked to all these things, and now those studies are being,
people are challenging
those, so then
with
like
statistics.
Right, but because it's such small progress, people still have these thought patterns of thinking that these are facts because it's been ingrained in our society for so long.
Yeah, and so many industries have benefited from this. People believing this truth. I think that's, we talked about cellulite sort of being like projected onto the, dermatology business as being a cosmetic necessity that makes it sound like it's more medical. But that obviously has happened even just with BMI and like them establishing that and, in the last century, there's something about it that there is a huge industry payoff for being this way, and I think that the dismantling of that is really scary for people. I think a lot of people's jobs
I think
would
that's
be at risk.
true, of course, especially the diet industry, which is a multi-billion-dollar industry. People would be like, oh, I don't need to do this. They wouldn't know what to do with themselves. I think it is scary. I think change in any scenario is scary.
Yeah,
absolutely, especially in the way of like, and obviously, and all of us agree on this, shaming of any kind is terrible. So that's one thing. And
it doesn't fix anything.
Yeah, no, it doesn't fix anything. And I don't think what articles like these are trying to do is to put down other types of skinny shaming. I think it's just, people have to just become aware of the society as a whole. Like, it's a entire place that fat shaming is such a giant thing. Skinny shaming, however, is more individualized, I guess, and often comes up with, when one person is like this, like, oh, she looks really bad. The thing that I think of is when Nicole Richie,
right,
way back when she was super, and all those, the poor girl and all those tabloids and all of that stuff, so it's individualized and thought of in that way. Whereas like fat shaming, it's like we're all the same person in the same group and the same, like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Right, yeah, because we don't go, oh, all the skinny people, we need to be concerned about their health.
Exactly.
We're not, that's not what happens.
It's like that skinny person needs to be looked at.
Right.
But like these
fat people need,
right, medical attention.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And they need medical attention, and yet they're sucking the medical industry dry, is what I've heard people say.
Oh,
Which is so strange because I don't even understand that.
Well, that it's actually not true. That's another thing that statistically has been proven to be not true. Fat people actually don't go to the doctor as much because they don't feel like they're treated well by medical professionals, or treated fairly, or treated in a way that is going to actually heal them. They go and get shamed, and then there's a huge percentage don't return after having an experience like that. So really, we just die. Really, we just die sooner than probably we needed to. I mean, that's what's really sick.
I mean, it was interesting because well, I'm just going to transition into this next thing because we were talking about Meg Boggs posted something on Instagram about talking about stopping fat shaming, and the comments that we reposted it, and the comments kind of got a little bit heated, and
I definitely escalated them.
You escalated them on your. This was
I
on
was
your
on
page.
our
or her
page.
personal?
on our plus the show
On
page,
Our
yeah.
Plus the Show. I could not resist. Someone brought up a radio personality that apparently had opinions about fat people.
No,
for
but
some
what I
reason.
thought was interesting was that this person had commented that people die of obesity all the time, and I was like, nobody dies from obesity. People die from diabetes or complications from diabetes. People die from heart disease.
Health
people
concerns, yeah.
die from other things. People don't die from obesity. You don't ever look at a coroner's report and it says cause of death obesity.
You're right. That is so true.
You know, that's not what
Yes.
happens. Like even with suicide, they don't say, I mean, they might say suicide, but it's usually like strangulation. It doesn't say depression.
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's not the cause of death. People don't die from obesity.
Right.
So, like, I thought it was very fascinating that person, like, that's a thought that somebody would have. Like, oh, you're so fat, you're gonna die. You're gonna die from the fatness.
Yeah. And that's not.
It's such a strange opinion to have over someone's personal health, I guess, is the
But
other
do
thing.
you feel like your personal health is the way the size that you are?
No, I feel like whatever's going on, whether it's nothing or everything, is, between me and my doctor.
Right.
And not you and anyone else. And I think that, people are making this argument because of younger people, right? They don't want, people are saying, oh, it's affecting our youth and what they see. It's like, no, these movements are making people stronger and making people want to take care of themselves, I think, and pay more attention to themselves and be okay with themselves. And, things like health, it's a matter of, I know skinny people that have diabetes. I know non-skinny people that have diabetes. I know skinny people that have heart problems. I know, and high blood pressure and all of that.
Because
stuff.
actually, the biggest cause of heart problems is actually stress. It's not obesity.
Yeah, it doesn't.
And people,
yeah.
thin people are stressed just as much
Everybody's
as fat
stressed.
people.
Everybody's stressed.
Yeah. So like saying that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just fascinating to me because that person kept commenting about how fat people are. It's a choice. It's a choice that
Yeah.
we're making.
That's another thing too. I think that what we do know is that gaining and losing weight is actually terrible for your body. I mean,
Yeah.
crazy crash dieting and then suffering the repercussions when you can't handle that any longer because you're starving yourself usually, and sometimes exercising to a place where your body does not want to do it. Like crash dieting, yo-yo dieting is actually worse for you than
Literally
Yeah.
ruins your metabolism.
yeah.
I mean, there's just a big difference between knowing that you have a problem with, like, I don't know. I'm personally not sitting in my bed eating 12, pizzas and McDonald's all day long. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
If I was, then we would have a problem.
But would
And
we
would
like
have
it's your own life?
But if that's making me sick, like
Sure.
if I'm physically ill and I go to the doctor and he was like, oh, what are all of these things that your blood is showing, that these tests are medically showing, then then we would have a problem. Or if...
But not we, as in the
No, we
you.
meaning me and
And your
know what I mean?
doctor.
Yeah,
You would have
exactly.
something to tackle.
something to deal with.
Okay.
But like, I just don't. I think that is the mindset of the people that are talking. That you think that people are abusing their bodies, but I just don't think that's
Right. Like, I just feel like, but see, like, even if I was eating pizza every day and fried chicken and whatever, like, isn't it
isn't it?
like, why
Yeah.
why does it bother you so much? Like, what was interesting to me, again, Bib, going back on this post that we shared and people going crazy, like, she was like, stop shoving it down my throat.
Yeah, just
And it's
because
like-
there was a photo on an account that you didn't need to follow ever.
Yeah,
Like,
Right.
Yeah.
So then
100%.
why are you even here.
Yeah.
Like, so just don't look at it. Like, no one is forcing you to follow our account. No one is forcing you to follow Meg Boggs. No one is forcing you to follow these people.
And also
that is your choice.
Yes.
So there's something that it gets so fiery in people
Yeah.
that this is something, that's what I'm saying. It feels really dangerous now. It's like,
Yeah.
this is like a moral responsibility people have to go out of their way to confront strangers about being fat and how bad it is for you personally and the world, the rest of us, because now I have to look at you. It's really like actually taking away all of the pretense
Yeah.
of you trying to act like you're a concerned citizen. But I will say this,
Yeah.
one of the things I did want to say was you would never stop, you would never say this about skinny women. You would never say, but as long as they're healthy. You would never say, like, love your body as long as you're healthy. You would never say that to a thin person. The reality is that there are thin women. I have been in 12-step rooms with them who eat 12 pizzas a night and then go to Burger King ordering 5 meals after. And you would never know it, quote unquote, because they do not fit a profile.
Because no one's asking them.
Because
Right.
nobody's asking them. So that's why I love, and even some came out to our Love Yourself 2 Day. And like, there are people out there who are medical professionals, therapists who are working with eating disorders that are really trying to take this out of the realm of what you look like. And it's not about diet. It's about your psychosis that you have about food in relationship with your body. And,
Right.
And it does give me encouragement, but it is sad that that's the most traction we got. Also, I love the thing that you brought up, Eva, about how Eva went to Meg Boggs' page, Instagram, just to see what she was about, and she has a new baby, and she's really
and her baby's so
adorable.
cute.
They're both adorable. I mean, it's a gorgeous place. You should totally go to it.
Meg.Boggs on Instagram.
And you were saying that you looked at other posts, and one was about having postpartum depression.
Yeah, so she had like almost the exact post of her. Actually, she's actually more naked in the post. You can actually see her body, and she's holding the sign, and the sign says something to the effect of like, my postpartum body, people say my postpartum body is just a fat body. And she's like talking about the haters, but basically saying like, whatever. She's just saying that her postpartum body, oh, there, you guys can see it now. They don't matter. What does that say? I can't see it.
They say this postpartum body is just fat and my own fault. They don't matter.
Okay, so that her postpartum body is just fat, and that those people and that it's her fault. But what's interesting to me is that in the comments of that post, I couldn't find one hater. Everyone was defending her, like, oh my gosh, blah 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 blah. You're so beautiful. You just had a baby. I had a baby. Blah blah. Like, people are like loving on her, but her talking about her postpartum body, it's okay to have a fat postpartum body because it's temporary. So I thought it was fascinating that that's
how people imagine it to be.
Right. That it's a temporary stage of your body when you're postpartum.
And also, it's like a good fat. Like, that's a good fat.
Yeah,
you
because
gave
you
birth.
gave birth.
Yeah.
But when she had the same post of her just talking about a fat body and stop shaming a fat body, people went crazy. I mean, there were so many haters on her page. So many. I mean, that post alone had like 3,000 likes and 800 comments or something crazy.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are hating on her, like telling her that she doesn't get to do that. But the like dichotomy of it, like, she's in the same body, and when we're talking about her same body that is just fat because it's fat, it's not okay. But when it's fat because she's had a baby, then it's temporary because she will probably work it off, or
if she's a good fatty, she would do that.
She would do that.
Yeah, and that's this idea of there being good fatties. Like, as long as, and especially, listen, I am on the cusp. Like, I can still walk into a store and buy clothes, right? So as long, that's already acceptable. Like even and I were talking about how there's some people in our life who were like, no, but I don't think of you as fat. You know what I mean? Like they're
You're
very
not fat.
big.
You're very proportionate.
No, don't say that. I don't even think of you like that.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't think of you as being inappropriately sized, right? So then it's like as long as I'm working really hard to not be this,
to maintain,
then I'm really okay because I'm a good fatty who has a moral center,
right?
Who just sometimes goes a little too crazy with ice cream sandwiches.
Speaking
don't have to talk about
speaking
on
from
air.
experience.
Totally.
I just think it's crazy that people care. I think that's the overall thing of social media. Unless you're saying something positive to uplift someone, I don't know why people take the time to write negative things. And this goes for literally every subject ever that's been brought up online.
Yeah.
Why do you care to be so awful and to have to argue with something like that?
Well, they're miserable
I know,
people.
but I remember this one. I moved to LA like 4 years ago, I think. And I was at an H&M buying clothes. As you do
like
at H&M, like a normal person. And a girl walked up to me and handed me a card so that she could help me on, lose weight. And first of all, I was having that whole, New York to LA move thing. And so I was already, I'm moving back type of, you know how that goes.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wow, is this going to be my life here in Los Angeles? Is that what this is? And I got over it because
oh my God, I would have ripped it up in a million pieces in their face.
Well, I tore her
You
up.
would now. But
yeah.
would you have done that 5 years ago?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I've cursed people out on the street.
I didn't
10
curse
years ago, 15 years ago.
Oh,
I've been doing this for a long time.
That's never happened to me, so I would probably be like, okay, thanks.
It's
bye.
the only time
I'd probably
ever,
laugh at them.
Honestly, it's the only time ever I've never been made fun of. I've never, and we were talking about this before, kind of like it's not something I think about, and it's also not something that the beautiful people that I surround myself with think about. We're in each other's heads. We're not talking about anything else. And so when it happened, I was like, oh my, what do I do in this situation? So of course I, went Brooklyn on her and said some things about her outfit and her hair, and then moved on and tried to not be upset. But you can't not be upset when someone that you don't even know.
No, you can't.
And then you
and they're like, I'm trying to help you. I can help you.
Right. And then it started. That's one of the only times that I was like, oh, how does everybody else see me? Because I don't often think about that because I don't often care. And so in those situations, it's just like, man, you should start caring more about things that matter to you in your life than me and mine.
Yeah.
Because it's crazy. And that goes for all of these people that are on these beautiful girls. And there's all the people that you guys feature are beautiful beyond belief, have they're really, it's just it makes me so sick to think about comments like that because they just it's crazy to me.
Yeah, because people are just sad.
Absolutely. I remember.
But we take the sad people's, we don't
we
let our feelings get hurt.
Yeah, because we that one comment, that one negative comment, it takes 100 to wash that out, and it does never get washed out.
Yeah. It's a hit right to the heart, and it's a stamp. It stays there.
I could totally get worked up just as easily right now about this, but I'm going to tell the story. So I was on 5th Avenue. I'll never forget it because I was trying to go to SAG or something that in New York is on that part of town.
Yeah.
And I looked really cute. I had a men's shirt on that was buttoned down really low and my cute little jeans, and I really, really thought I was mad cute going to SAG.
Yeah.
And I had these two probably right out of high school, maybe in college guys go, you would be real cute if you got some Slim Fast. It was they saw my joy and needed to shit on it. And I literally have never, and they tried to do a drive-by. They did not know that I was the wrong person.
Yeah.
And I literally walked up next to them and I was just like, are you kidding? Because what are you going to do about being an asshole? And what are you going to do about your ugly face? Because you know what? I could be cute all day long no matter what size I am. What are you going to do? There's no plastic surgeon that's going to fix that. I turn into the ugliest version of myself.
That's why I said I went Brooklyn. I went to the space that I wouldn't normally live in, but you have to get those guns.
I guess I just don't have that. I mean, I think people probably have said things to me, and I probably am just I'm like it's like water on a duck. I'm like, and shake my tail feather and bye.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I
I'm not
know.
even wasting my time or energy on that. I'm
But
just
I also
not.
think at the time I was being such a good fatty, right? I was like
You were
going to
trying,
the gym.
yeah.
I was like really like showing up for myself. Like really, I probably just lost 20 pounds. You know what I mean? But who's counting? Like,
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
Like the thing is that on top of it all, you're trying so hard to maintain something, and then someone comes and just says something that makes you want to like knock them. I mean, I harassed him for a good 4 city blocks. I really didn't let it go.
yeah. No, you don't.
No. And his friend was like, dude, this girl's crazy. She's going to hit you. We have to go. Like his friend like took him down to a subway.
Yeah, but also, don't you know? Like, you don't just shout things at strangers in those streets.
No.
Like, they're coming after you.
But people do.
People do.
Some
fat
people
people all the
do,
time.
yeah.
Yeah, they don't.
And it's time to like really
ditch it.
and also not just the ones like that, which was so overtly
Yeah.
about fat shaming, like these covert ones, like that woman coming up to you with that. I mean, it's almost worse when it happens to other people to me. Like I
You just want
literally
to take them out.
I literally
Yeah.
Kathy
want
gets
to
so
end
mad.
people.
Yeah.
No, when I
them.
told Kathy about that doctor story where she
Yeah.
was pointing at me, Kathy was like losing her
Yeah.
mind.
Well, because it's so like you want to like it's
Yeah.
you just want to get angry, and
Yeah.
I do not feel bad that I attacked her clothing and her hair because it's all I had in me at that moment
Yeah.
to not be just so upset.
Yeah.
I needed to react. She deserved a reaction.
Yeah.
But it's like those
you-
people don't quit. Those are the
Right.
people that no matter what I said to her, she's going to take her business cards and go.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's her living. She's gonna fat shame people all across LA until
Right.
someone buys it.
Yeah.
So we do have to wrap up, but I just want to say this is why we're doing content. I'm so proud of you for
Yeah.
taking
Yeah.
this on. I know it's never an easy thing.
No.
We obviously know how hard it is. We have our
Yes.
next ones coming. We're like trying to still get producers involved with that, but
Yeah.
they're like seriously over the summer, like I want to start like a fat girl film collective.
Yeah.
Like it's growing. So I'm going to try to have a first meeting. Like we all got to like
Don't forget
circle
my
the
email.
wagons. we never
We
do.
have all of the email.
Don't forget all
Don't
trust.
trust.
Unread emails.
I read all of them. But tell people where they can follow you. We're going to post your Indiegogo on our thing too.
Thank you.
Yes.
My Instagram at the Trina Dong. I really need followers, guys. Like I really suck at getting followers. So like help a girl out. I don't know. I'll beg.
Follow her
I'm gonna beg.
at
But
the Trina Dong.
at the Trina Dong. There's only one.
The not the
But only one E. Who knows? My our Indiegogo is in the link in my
your bio.
profile in my bio. Go there, check it out. There's a fun video with myself and the co-writer. And yeah, we're just trying to do some good stuff. So help us out if you can.
Yeah. And we're going to see you guys on Wednesday on our Facebook page.
On our Facebook page.
From 5 p.m. to 6
Yes.
or 8 p.m. to 9.
Yes.
on East
And
Coast time.
guys, next week we have an Olympian finally.
It's like Eva's dreams came true.
My dreams came true. She was behind me in line at the CurvyCon days, and she was like, people were talking to her, and I was like, "Who are you? Why do I need to know you?" And she was like, "Oh, I was like in the Olympics." I was like, "What?"
Yes.
I'm glad I didn't have to follow the Olympian. Thanks for having me on today and not the week after. Hello.
I mean, first of all, it's just a dream of mine to be in the Olympics. I'm trying to figuring that out, how I can be a fat Olympian. And so I'm just going to talk to her about all the Olympics.
I think you can just
stuff.
be an Olympian.
Yeah, I'm going to be really quiet and be like, oh my God, what do you
sports.
do?
It's gonna be
about
like when you're
sports?
talking about all the Broadway stuff. We're gonna be all sporty, talking all the
know.
sport stuff.
I'm
What
gonna
is
be
she?
like,
Who?
How do you
What?
keep your nails on?
Oh my. Well, no. Jackie
She did
Joyner.
the hammer. She did the hammer, which is in track and
Yes,
field.
Trina. Realsies, not
Jackie
fakes.
Joyner Kersey.
Yeah, no, she did the hammer. So like that thing that you swoop around. and you
Dude, that's
cha.
wild.
Talk
What
Yeah.
about
strength.
heels. We have
Yeah.
to wear crazy heels because she is really.
She's
Really
really,
tall?
tall. Yeah, she's like 6'2"
Does
or
she have a
something.
name?
No, she's called the Olympian.
The Olympian.
Yes, her name is Dawn Ellerby, and
Oh,
she
okay.
was in the Olympics in 2000 in Sydney. And so we're going to talk to her all about that. I'm so excited.
Yes,
Wow.
it's
So
going to be a great
excited.
show
It's gonna be
next
so
week.
fun.
We'll see you
So
guys on
watch.
Wednesday. Thank you, Trina, again.
Thank
for
you,
being
guys.
with
I love
us.
you
Thank you
We
guys
love
again
you.
for your patience and our delays.
Yeah.
And we love you guys, and we'll see you next week.
Yes, we'll see you next week on Plus This.